Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. It is now the 11th of March 2027. We are going to be playing two matches in today's episode. We're going to be playing AZ Alkmaar in the away leg. We're going to be playing Manchester City in the Premier League as well. And I was going to do the AZ Alkmaar as the main match. However, because matches in between episodes have gone pretty well, it's probably just going to be some highlights. In the first leg, we beat them 3-0. And by beat them, we battered them 3-0. Fite up with 2 goals. Fernando Zelaya also scoring himself a free kick. We should have won 8 or 9-0. They had one shot on target. We had about 22. Then against Watford, something very similar happened. It was a 2-2 draw in the end. We stole a point thanks to bad boy Bobby Mills scoring in the 88th minute coming off the bench. No, he didn't actually. He started this game. Came off the bench against AZ Alkmaar. Christcholo also getting a goal in this game. If we look at the league table, it is mid-table. We're not really focusing on the league anymore, are we? So, what we're going to do now, we're going to go forward. AZ Alkmaar, it's going to be a little bit of a highlights episode. Not episode, match. That's better. A little highlights match. And then we'll have the Man City game as the main event of the episode. Yes, we are 3-0 up after the first leg, but we are not going to go easy on AZ Alkmaar. We are playing a full-strength side. In goal will be Adnan, Helinho Munoz, Zelaya, and Johnny Santos will be the back four, with Lewis Cook, Christcholo, and Matteo Guendouzi in the middle. Matteo Lopez-Bays on the right-hand side? On the right-hand side, apparently. Not sure why that accent's come out. The bad boy Bobby Mills on the left-hand side, and Fite Arp will be the striker. Bobby Mills has come in because basically Thiago Almada isn't doing particularly well, and the bad boy can play pretty much anywhere. He's not amazing, but he does have some potential, and that's enough for me. I have realised I've called him the bad boy, not bad boy Bobby Mills. He's called the bad boy, which I might need to give him a different nickname, because the bad boy's probably going to stick. It's an early highlight for AZ Alkmaar. Rodriguez's ball in. It's Ola Aina. It's 1-0 to AZ Alkmaar. Not the best start. We've got ourselves a corner on the right-hand side. Christcholo takes it with the left foot towards the back post. It's Fite Arp at the back post, and he had managed to score his 13th goal of the season. Chole with an assist. Christcholo, by the way, has suddenly found his form recently. We are 4-1 up on aggregate. We've also got ourselves that vital away goal. 26 minutes now on the clock. Chole gets tackled by Rodriguez, and now AZ can potentially come forward. Milojevic with the ball, runs through the gap, goes for goal, hits the bar. Smelt is there. Good name, like it. Adnan makes the very easy save. Aina's throw to Milojevic again, or Miljevic maybe? Not quite sure. I literally said his name a minute ago and probably nailed it first time. 2 Newcastle players closing down the goalkeeper. Or not. There you go. Fite's decided to go for it a second time. Ball is cleared upfield. Helinho heads forward only as far as Svensson. Plays it forward. Intercepted by Munoz, the Barcelona lone E. Back to Adnan. Fernando Zelaya. Across on the right-hand side is Johnny Santos. Is he going to run or is he going to play it forward? Cuts inside and finds Guendouzi instead. He's going to run forward. Chole. He's got the bad boy in front of him to his left. If he wants to use him, he goes for goal himself. The greedy bugger. Hits it well over the bar. Almost at half time, and there is another highlight. The bad boy steals the ball away, finds Fite Arp. Bobby Mills is still making a run down the left-hand side. Arp instead is heading towards the right. Matteo Lopez-Bays collects it, goes for goal himself. It was a terrible effort. It's going to be 1-1 at half time, 4-1 on aggregate. The home leg was much more exciting. This isn't non-exciting, but the home leg was much more exciting. We've had 10 shots, 5 on target. They've had 7 and 4. It is 1 goal apiece. I'd like to score a winner in the second half. Well, we haven't done any substitutions at half-time. We are now 10 minutes into the second half, and the first highlight is going towards the Dutch side, AZ Alkmaar. I nearly said Alkminers. I don't know what Alkminers is. It's because Koopminers had the ball. Ola Aina gets the ball away from Lopez-Bays. Johnny Santos slips over. Aina crosses in this time. Opoku maybe is there. His header is over the bar. It's not a great game of football, this one. I'm glad we're not featuring it as the main show. 20 or so minutes left to play. We're going to do a change. We're going to do the bad boy coming off. It's going to be Thiago Almada going to come on. Do we do another change? Munoz can come off as well for Johan Mylard. And maybe, I would do all of them. Johnny Santos as well for Willock. Sure. Final 10 minutes. This second half has been exceedingly dull. De Jong with the ball back to Koopminers, who I think is a former West Ham player, if I'm not mistaken. It's Lammers. K. Lammers, apparently. De Jong. Now, Bumalala or something. Ola Aina, the goal scorer for AZ down that left-hand side. Basically, AZ now need to score 3 goals, 4 goals even, to get anything out of this tie. So it's unlikely to happen, even if they do score here, which they really should have done. They really should have scored then. Full time then. It is a 1-1 draw. We were not great. We probably should have got a winner in that second half, like I mentioned. Pretty uneventful, but at least we're through. 4-1 on aggregate. Apparently, the board loved a 1-1 draw. They're only okay with a 3-0 victory. I'm not quite sure how the board have worked that one out. There you go, 29 shots, 13 on target we had. In this one, we had 17 and 7, and they were much more pleased with that. Fair enough. Also, Club Vision, they are pleased. Have we reached the quarter-final of the Europa League? Is that what we've done? Do we get to see? Where's the fixtures? It is. We are in the Europa League, the quarter-final. Those are words. Got it. I really can't speak at the moment. Right, when are we going to find out when this draw is taking place? It is the 12th of March, tomorrow. Okay, well, we'll be back in a second and find out who will be playing in the quarter-finals. So, the teams that we have to select then, I say we have to select, we can't select, and to be honest, I wouldn't even know who to go for out of that. 3 English teams still in the competition, 3 Spanish teams and 2 Italian sides. Right, what are we gonna get? Roma versus Valencia. We're playing Southampton. I said this in the last episode, we're gonna play Southampton. It's gonna happen. We are not. I'd say, if I'm perfectly honest, we've probably got the easiest draw there. How good are Real San Sebastian, or Real Sociedad if we use their proper name? Are they any good? Can we find out where they finished last year? We quite clearly don't have the Spanish First Division on. Yes, we do. They're currently 9th. Last season they finished 8th. Season before that 5th. Yeah, we can. Okay, we should be able to beat these. We should be able to go to the Europa League semi-finals. Speaking of, we can find out who we're going to be playing as well. Okay, so fair enough. If we get past Real Sociedad, we're going to be playing Lazio or Atletico Madrid. Let's get past Real Sociedad first. And also let's get past Manchester City, which we're going to see right about now. We have played Manchester City 12 times. 12 times in all competitions throughout this save, and we've lost 9 of them. Drawn 2 and only won 1 of them. The last time we played them was earlier on in the season. It was a 1-1 draw with 2 penalties, a Fite-up equaliser in the 94th minute. I'm hoping we can do a little bit better this time around. We are at home, we are in inconsistent form, they're in decent form. However, I don't understand how that's inconsistent and that is decent. I don't get it. The starting lineup we're going to go for then, we are changing to the 5-2-1-2 because we are playing a good side, unlike AZ Alkmaar, where that was a team that we really should have beaten by more than, beaten by more than 1 goal. We drew 1-1. It's a team we should have beaten. We're playing the 5 at the back then, so Adonam will be the goalkeeper at back 5 of Santos, Maillard, Zelaya, Munoz and Helinho. Guendouzi and Cheole will be the 2 central midfielders with Thiago Almada, Fite-up and Mateo Lopez-Baez as the 2 strikers. On the bench, it's Wang, Restrepo, Joe Willock, Monasterio, Big Dids, the Bad Boy and Eduardo Romero. Looking at that Manchester City side, despite the fact we are 8 seasons in, they've still got Bernardo Silva. They still have Raheem Sterling. They've still got Rodri's there, isn't he? Is he currently there in real life? I think he's there in real life. He's still there, 179 appearances or something stupid like that. Edison is still there as well. Phil Foden still on the bench. Gabriel Jesus on the bench. Jadon Sancho on the bench. That is a very good football team. And we've got Matteo Guendouzi. I mean, he's not awful, but he's certainly not as good as some of the other players. Right, I need to specifically say to Thiago Almada, passionately, I have faith in there. Hopefully that is what he's going to... I mean, he listened keenly. He didn't do much. He's basically been on really bad form, but I think it's because I play him as a winger predominantly, so he never really gets the opportunity to play as that attacking midfielder, which is basically his desired role. 21 minutes in, this is the first highlight, and we've had 1 shot. There's been 1 shot all game. We've managed to win a corner from some very dodgy-looking defending. What is going to happen then? It is going to be... Who's taken that? Is Almada? It is possibly Almada. Yes, it is. Almada's corner comes in. It's a header clear. Cortez can get the ball clear further. Is this an actual highlight? Raheem Sterling controls it on the halfway line, runs down the left. Helinho trips him up. He's going to pick up a yellow card. Potentially a red. It's just a yellow. Okay. Not really a highlight there, was there? Well, 35 minutes in, so far, nothing has happened. We are limiting their shots to, I assume, long shots. Tonali with the ball for Man City. Declan Rice being forced wide to find Blom, the left back. Plays it on the ground. Raheem Sterling, he's got 2 in the box. Plenty potentially joining Blom. Back to Sterling. Crosses in. Esposito is there. Zelaya can get the ball clear. Are we going to break? No, we're not. That's going to end the highlight. Still, no real highlights have happened, and it's going to be 0-0 at half-time. Looking at it, we've had 5 shots, just the 1 on target. They've had 3, none on target. We may as well not play a goalkeeper at this rate because he's not having to save anything. Also, I singled out Matteo Guendouzi at the start of the match. He's definitely coming off now because he's having a shocker. It's going to be Restrepo coming on as a central midfielder, which I'm not quite sure if that's a good thing. Wasn't exactly a great team talk, apart from the player who I've literally just substituted. Good job. Ultimately, at the end of the day, a 0-0 draw against Man City, whilst it's not probably the most entertaining, isn't actually a bad result. If we can nick a winner, that would be great. We've got a game in hand as well. So we could be on, 47 points, if that's how numbers work. So we'll move up to 8th place. We've got 20 minutes to play. Ederson with a goal kick for City. Bernardo Silva back to Sandro Tonali. I almost called him Sergio Tonali. I'm not sure if that's even a person. Played all the way across. Raheem Sterling collects it just inside the Newcastle half, but has loads and loads of space to run into. Blom gets it from Sterling all the way back to Mashuka, who can spread the ball wide. Bernardo Silva tries to find Phil Foden and does. It's a great ball. Phil Foden into the penalty area. Crosses in. It's a header from Esposito. It is over the bar. We probably need to do ourselves a change. Johnny Santos is probably one of these changes because he's injured. And Lopez Bayes also coming off. So Santos off for Joe Willock, which is a worry because obviously he's not a right back. We're going to bring on not Lopez Bayes. We're going to bring on Monasterio for Lopez Bayes. That is obviously all of our substitutions. Let's give him a get creative. Into the final 5 minutes, and the interesting stat is Manchester City have only had 1 shot on target. They've had 2 shots on target now, but they had 0 shots on target until the 85th minute. It's a 0-0 draw. Not the most exciting game of football, but it's a good point against a very good Manchester City side. That is why we play 5 at the back. Yes, we're not going to be winning those games, but we're not going to be losing them either. That's the plan. Well, that point then keeps us in 10th place. It's not exciting, is it? It's definitely not exciting, but we're still not far away from actually getting ourselves a Europa League spot. We are 4 points behind Chelsea with a game in hand, so 1 victory in our game in hand will put us just 1 point behind Chelsea, moving us up into 8th place. Our goal difference is better than, will be better than Southampton's, cross my fingers. It's not awful, basically it's better than Norwich, it's better than everyone below us. So a couple of victories, we could find ourselves back in the hunt for a Champions League spot. I can't see it happening if I'm perfectly honest. Maybe the way we get into the Champions League is through the Europa League, Manchester United style. Next episode, what we are going to do then, similar to what we've done for this episode, we are going to have 2 matches, but we're going to start with Swansea in the league and then the second leg against Real San Sebastian, which hopefully isn't going to be as cut and dry as the match against AZ Alkmaar, where obviously we were 3-0 up after the first leg, so I kind of took the executive decision to assume we weren't going to lose 3-0. Hopefully, when we play Real San Sebastian, I mean, to be honest, I'd rather it be 3-0 after the first leg and we don't have anything to worry about, but I imagine this one's going to be a little bit tighter. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with more Football Manager with Newcastle United.